Plating is definitely a fun part, especially with vegan food. I mean, I think that there's always this stigma of like what vegan food is, and to me it's like before you even take a bite, you're already kind of tasting it and making a judgment just by the way it looks. And it's really important that you look at something and you want to eat it, and versus like just being turned off by it, you know?
Yeah.
Um,
I,
so
I always like compare vegan food to anime in the sense that like just because something is anime doesn't mean it's automatically something. There's millions different kinds of it, right? It's just a subgenre of something. It's just about finding like the show that you like.
As soon as you apply the word vegan to anything,
there are some people that just
meatheads will not eat
totally.
it. You
Totally.
could have French fries, and you'd be like vegan French fries, and they'd be like,
I thought that tasted
be like
weird.
not in America.
Yeah.
This is my America. Because like we have a ton of stuff in our cafe. Every day we have a lot of vegan options, and like my chef and I learned really early on, you cannot label that shit as vegan because like the vegans that we have are pretty savvy and they know and they'll ask us. But like, you know, that if you just call it, if you put vegan as the top thing on the menu,
it'll just sit there.
Meatheads will not eat that shit, even if it's French fries.
right. Most of the time when we tell people like about the restaurant when we make, a lot of times people say, "Oh, I've never had vegan food." It's like,
you eat ketchup, bud?
Right. Yeah.
But yeah,
what are you talking about? I put ketchup on my birthday cake like that kid in Free Willy. America. Do you remember that?
I do remember that.
It was disgusting.
That was, yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
No, I was gonna say like it's really unfair to like. I feel like calling any like description of food like, oh, this is vegan food, like that is a weird.
Well, how do you feel
concept.
about like plant-based? Is like kind of the new euphemism for vegan? Is that
I think that's like
more
a
marketable
term that maybe is just like trying to be more marketable or like trying to be like less
it might slide
stigmatized or whatever. Yeah. But I mean, if you look at like the local restaurants, even just in Pittsburgh, like there's like a handful of like restaurants that are quote unquote vegan restaurants. But if you look at all the different ones, like our restaurant is really like, you know, Asian focused type food. And if you look at like Apteca, it's Eastern European type stuff. And that is like a totally different flavor realm and like just different dishes. And then you look at like B52, like they're Middle Eastern and it's totally different as far as like the flavor profiles and just like the types of food. And to categorize that as one thing is like completely like it just doesn't make any sense.
But I think it's like one of those things where like death metal, like, oh, it all sounds the same to me. But if you have a genuine curiosity, you can go into it and learn about things.